Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be amazing because we're going to ride a serious amount of downhill. That's right, today we're diving back into the exhilarating world of Bike Park Wales. Anyone who's ridden here knows how much fun this place is. It's the most popular mountain bike destination in the whole of the UK, and for good reason. We visited Bike Park Wales a couple of times on the channel, and today I want to show you a few more of the trails we love and show you why we love them. So let's kick things right off with a bit of an uplift. Of course, any normal ride at Bike Park Wales starts with a lap or two on the easy trails just to get your tyres in the mud and get your body warmed up. And that's exactly what we did. Whenever we ride at Bike Park Wales, we end up dropping into so many trails that you just end up forgetting half the names, or just riding random trails without knowing the names at all. As with any trip here, you're going to cover the standard trails. You're going to ride Terry's Belly, St Popley Ping, and cruise along Sixtapod. So today I'm going to take a look at some of the other awesome trails that you've no doubt ridden before, but may not remember their names. We start with one of the intermediate blue trails called Merthyr Rocks. This is a short section located somewhere in the middle of the park. There are plenty of blue and red and even black trails that lead onto this trail, so it's an easy one to find. Merthyr Rocks is in the same section as well-known trails like Rimdinger and Willywayver, which tend to take the majority of traffic, so this trail goes a bit unnoticed at times. But it really shouldn't. It's basically an interesting alternate start to the Willywayver, Rimdinger and What's Occurring trails. So if you're looking to make the classic Bike Park Wales trails a bit different, this is a good way to do it. Remembering that this is only graded as a blue trail, there's nothing too horrendous on the top half of the trail. As you make your way down the hillside, you're weaving around the terrain, playing on some of the small rocks that are dotted about the corners of the trail. It actually feels like quite a chilled out and interactive ride. This being one of the first trails we rode, we aren't exactly bombing it down here, but you don't have to ride this one flat out to enjoy it. This trail has plenty to keep you interested. It's a trail that has berms and smooth lines, but it isn't as manicured as some of the other trails. And that's one of the reasons why I like it. But the fun really starts when you get to the halfway point in the trail. The top half is actually quite a nice flow trail, but it's the second half where it earns its rocky name. Merthyr Rocks keeps its relatively shallow gradient, but the hard-packed surface is replaced with rocks of all sizes. And let me tell you, they make for a bumpy riding surface. The big slabs aren't too bad, it's the ones that move under your tyres that cause the most anxiety. The little snapper rocks skit about on the trail, and they're the ones to watch out for. With the stabilisation from the camera, this looks like a relatively smooth ride, I know, but let me assure you that my suspension is working overtime on all these rocks. Now, I'm riding my Cube Stereo Enduro bike today. It's an aggressive bike designed for this type of terrain, so I can just cruise down a trail like this. But I have it on good authority that this trail is a bit more soul-shaking if you're riding a hardtail, like Gary.
Glad you brought the hardtail.
Oh, so glad. That was amazing. That button is not going to be usable.
They both joined together, didn't they?
Reaching the end of Merthyr, we opted for the Willywayver continuation, another classic blue Bike Park Wales trail. But we instantly split left onto the red option. This little red runs alongside of the normal Willywayver blue line, and they join up pretty shortly after. This red is just a bit faster and a bit more exciting than the standard blue. It's great if you're in a mixed ability group, because you can all ride the same trail, but you can split off and make it exciting for your particular skill level. Willywayver is a great trail. It starts at the same place as Merthyr Rocks, but it's a pure and exciting flow trail. It's fast, it's an extremely fun line, and yeah, it flows amazingly. There are even a couple of funky rock kickers to spice the trail up even more. I think it's easy to see why I've included this bottom section in the video. Even if you're normally a fan of more technical trails, you can't help but smile riding a trail like this. And of course, it's much more hardtail friendly for those with no rear suspension. A great couple of lines that bring you right back out at the uplift.
Nice.
Guess it's time for another run. The next trail I want to show you is Snakebite. This is a trail in the lower section of the park. Snakebite is a decent red trail. It has plenty of rocks and features to contend with, and there are certainly sections that can catch you out if you're not paying attention. There are loose sections, blind drops, roots and rocks galore. After one run down, you'd know what's coming and you could really take this trail at speed. I have ridden this trail before, but it was a couple of years ago, so although I'm not hanging around, I'm certainly not taking Snakebite at full speed. As the old saying goes, pre-ride, re-ride and then free-ride. I highly recommend taking a full suspension bike with you for a trail like this. By this point of the hill, I was breathing hard and I was definitely working. Snakebite feels like a workout, and it's a good test to check that your bolts are done up on your bike, because if they're not, you're probably going to find out here. So after you make it past the rocks, the end section of this trail is actually quite nice and easy. And the best thing, it brings you right out by the uplift again, winning. This next trail is another short, punchy red option. As an alternate end section to Vicious Valley, Surfing Bird is a fun trail that leads on to Bluebell. Surfing Bird is a cracking section of red trail. It's another fun line with some interesting rock features that steadily come at you the whole way down the trail. Again, there's nothing too technical on here if you're comfortable with small drops, but be warned, I suspect that not all of these drops are rollable. You can ride Surfing Bird at a decent pace if you know where you're going. If, like me again, you don't know where you're going, then it's still an exciting trail, especially when you can't see your landing until you're already in the air. At less than a minute long, this is a short trail, but it's a good beginner red for riders who are starting to progress from the blue trails. And although it has some rocky features, there's nothing too exposed or committing. A really good trail. Rolling from this into Bluebell, this trail is known for its iconic ending, with the steep flowing berms that lead into a tunnel. If you've just ridden Surfing Bird, then it's fair to say that the bottom section of Bluebell won't feel like much of a challenge. But I have to say that this end section with all the berms in quick succession is a pretty fun end to the trail and a great one to chase your mates on.
Woo. Takes a high line.
All in all, it's a lot of fun and a decent combination of trails. I can't wait to see what we ride next. This next trail is definitely one that you've ridden before. A cracking top section of trail is Melted Welly. For this one, I'm following behind Gaz from Adventure Trails on his Chromac hardtail, so it'll be good to see how he manages this trail. Being one of the blue flow trails, this is a great option for any rider no matter what bike you're on. There are no overly complicated features on here, but there is plenty to keep you focused. The trail itself is an active snake of a trail that is constantly pinging you from left to right the whole way down the hill. For someone like me, Melted Welly doesn't disappoint. Because you know that there are no surprise features that are ready to catch you out, you can just enjoy the ride down. Berm after berm, you can just keep looking ahead and throwing some shapes on your bike. As you pick up a bit of speed, you fly through the forest winding around the trees. This is one of those trails that's great for getting comfortable at taking corners at speed and being nimble on your bike. It's another one of those trails that's just well made and just good fun. At Bike Park Wales, a trail like this is pretty par for the course because there are so many great ones to choose from. But pick this trail up and put it at your local spot and you would ride it until sundown. But it's not the whole of Melted Welly that I want to show you. The keen-eyed among you may have noticed a little bonus trail coming off the right of Melted Welly a little way back. This is a brilliant little alternate line that I really want to show you, and it's a great finale to end this video with. Unlike the smooth surface of Melted Welly, Off-Grid does what it says on the tin. This is a rocky, rooty, natural line that runs alongside of Melted Welly. This is definitely a fun alternative for the more advanced rider, and certainly my kind of trail.
Oh, that was close.
At less than a minute long, this isn't the longest trail you'll ever ride, but what it lacks in distance, it makes up for in excitement. Although it's still graded as a blue trail, the natural feel and rock steps definitely increase the technical grade of this trail. Off-Grid cuts an active line through the forest and it feels like there's never a dull moment. I really enjoyed this type of riding and think this is a great addition to the trails of Bike Park Wales.
That was good.
So there we have it, another epic trip at Bike Park Wales done and dusted. I always enjoy riding here, so I hope you enjoy watching the content as well. So remember to like, comment and subscribe on this video, and I'll see you next time.